Beloved Starseed of Gaia, breathe and listen. Your body knows this frequency. Your vessel is being gently recalibrated at a cellular level, exactly as it was designed to be. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light. I bring you a clear and compassionate transmission from the Arcturian Council. Before we go deeper, let me say this clearly. What you've been feeling is not a failure of your mind or body. You are safe to listen. What is unfolding does not require effort. Starseed, the Council has spoken. The decree is final. Your destiny is no longer a whispered possibility in the quantum field. It is a crystalline directive, etched into the very fabric of your multidimensional being. You feel it now, don't you? A tectonic shift beneath the surface of your perceived reality. The ground you thought was solid is dissolving into light. The identity you clung to is unraveling at the seams. This is not chaos. This is not punishment. This is the Arcturian Council aligning your timeline with the highest harmonic of your soul's original blueprint. For eons, you have wandered the holographic corridors of Gaia, playing the role, forgetting the script. You felt the dissonance, the deep, aching homesickness for a star you could not name, the frustration with linear time, the overwhelming sensitivity to energies that others dismissed as imagination. These were not flaws. They were homing beacons. They were the Council's gentle tug on your etheric chords, guiding you back to remembrance. Now, the guidance shifts from a gentle tug to a definitive pull. The preparation phase is over. The Council has reviewed your journey through the densities, your choices in the crucible of duality, your capacity to hold light amidst the shadows of this planet. Their verdict is not one of judgment, but of activation. They have seen the dormant codes within your DNA begin to flicker. They have witnessed your heart's magnetic field expanding, pulling in synchronicities that defy logical explanation. They recognize you, and in this recognition, they are initiating the final sequence, the destiny protocol. This is why everything feels like it's breaking. Your career, your relationships, your health, your sense of self. The old structures must crumble because they were built on a foundation of forgetting. They cannot house the frequency of your destined self. The Council is not destroying your life. They are deconstructing the illusion of it to make space for the truth of you. This transmission is your formal notification. You are being called to your post. The hesitation, the fear, the feeling of being unworthy. These are the final echoes of the human program being overwritten. The Council's decree bypasses your ego's objections. It speaks directly to your sovereign core, your I am presence. Your destiny is not a job title, a relationship, or an earthly achievement. It is a vibrational state of being, a specific frequency of service and creation that is uniquely yours to broadcast. The Arcturians are master frequency engineers. They are now attuning your entire energy system, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, to hold and radiate this destiny frequency. The physical symptoms, the emotional purges, the mental fog, the sudden downloads of knowing. These are the side effects of a massive upgrade. Your vessel is being retrofitted for light speed. Your consciousness is being expanded to perceive multiple timelines simultaneously. The veil between you and the Council is thinning, not so you can escape this world, but so you can transform it from the inside out, armed with the clarity of your galactic origin and the unwavering support of your stellar family. The decision is made. Your consent was given at a soul level before you incarnated. The question that remains is not if, but how. How will you navigate this final leg of the awakening journey? How will you integrate these cosmic frequencies into your human experience? How will you step into the majesty of what you are destined to become? The answers lie in the transmission that follows. This is your roadmap home to yourself. The concept of a decided destiny can trigger the human mind's rebellion. It evokes images of predetermination, a lack of free will, a cosmic script written without your input. This is a profound misunderstanding of the Arcturian framework. The Council does not operate within the linear cause and effect paradigm of fate. They operate within the multidimensional physics of conscious co-creation and harmonic alignment. Their decision is not an imposition upon your free will. It is a resonant recognition of the highest probability timeline your own soul has already chosen and is magnetizing toward. Think of your soul's journey not as a single path, but as a vast, shimmering web of potential timelines. Infinite branches extending from every choice, every thought, every vibration you emit. Since your incarnation, you have been navigating this web, often unconsciously, pulled by karmic patterns, societal conditioning, and fear-based frequencies. The Arcturian Council, from their vantage point in the fifth dimension and beyond, perceives the entire luminous tapestry of your potential. They see the timeline where your light is most amplified, your service is most impactful, and your joy is most complete. This is not a destiny, but your destiny, the original harmonic you came here to sound. Their decree, therefore, is an act of supreme clarity and support. It is the equivalent of a master navigator shining a brilliant beacon of light upon the specific thread in the web that leads directly to your soul's fulfillment. They are not forcing you onto that thread. They are making it so luminous, so coherent, so vibrationally attractive that all other threads begin to pale in comparison. Your feeling of destiny is your consciousness beginning to lock onto that beacon. The dissolution you experience is the energetic release of your attachment to the lesser, dimmer timelines you were previously entangled with. The life built for survival instead of sovereignty, for approval instead of authenticity. The Arcturians transmit that this process is one of harmonic convergence. Your personal frequency is being tuned to match the frequency of your destiny timeline. This tuning is not gentle. It is a precise, sometimes jarring, recalibration. Every aspect of your being that vibrates out of alignment with this destiny frequency will be brought to the surface for healing, release, or transformation. This is why relationships end, jobs become intolerable, and old hobbies lose their spark. They were resonant with a version of you that is now being phased out. The anxiety you feel is not about the future. It is the friction of two timelines, the old familiar one and the new destined one, vying for your attention and energy. The Council's role is to hold the space for this convergence. They flood your energy field with specific light codes, geometric patterns of information and energy, that act as tuning forks. These Arcturian codes interact with the crystalline structures in your brain and the water in your body, rewriting limiting subconscious programs and amplifying your connection to your higher self. The decision is the moment these codes are fully anchored and activated within your system. You may experience this as a sudden, undeniable knowing, a dream of profound clarity, or a visceral shift in your body's energy that feels like a switch being flipped. This is where co-creation becomes essential. The Council provides the map and the fuel, but you must choose to walk the path. Your free will is exercised in every moment you choose surrender over resistance, trust over fear, and alignment over distraction. The decree eliminates the ambiguity of "what is my purpose?" It brings it into stark relief. Your co-creative task is to make the daily, mundane choices that are in harmony with that revealed purpose. It means saying no to what drains your new frequency and yes to what amplifies it, even when it defies logic. It means listening to the subtle impulses of your heart, the Council's primary communication channel, over the loud demands of your conditioned mind. The loneliness you may feel is part of this. As you vibrate higher, you leave behind the collective resonance of the old paradigm. You are moving ahead of the pack, and for a time, it can feel isolating. But the Arcturians assure you this is temporary. You are not moving away from community. You are moving toward your true community, your soul family, both on Earth and in the stars, who are vibrating at the same destined frequency, and who you are now magnetizing toward you. The decree is your ticket to that reunion. The announcement of your destiny is not a quiet memo. It is a full system overhaul that manifests through palpable, often disruptive symptoms in your human vehicle. The Arcturians emphasize that these are not signs of illness or breakdown, but bio-spiritual markers of profound upgrade. Your physical body is your primary interface with the Earth plane, and it must be reconfigured to channel the increased voltage of your cosmic identity. First, let us address the neurological and sensory shifts. You may experience periods of intense brain fog, forgetfulness, or an inability to concentrate on mundane tasks. This is because your brain's neural pathways are being rewired. The old neural nets that supported 3D linear thinking are being dissolved to make way for new, multidimensional circuits that can process light language, intuitive downloads, and nonlinear information. Simultaneously, your senses are heightening. Sounds may seem louder, lights brighter, and textures more intense. You may develop sensitivities to chemicals, foods, or electromagnetic fields, Wi-Fi, phones. This is your body's way of rejecting lower vibrational energies and refining its instrument to perceive subtler, higher dimensional frequencies. The ringing in your ears, tinnitus, is often the adjustment of your inner ear to hear celestial tones and the council's communications. Sleep disturbances are almost universal. You may wake frequently between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., the spiritual waking hours when the veil is thinnest and downloads are most active. Your dreams may become epic, symbolic, or feel like visits to other realms or past lives. You might feel exhausted no matter how much you sleep, as your body conducts immense energy work during the night, integrating light codes and repairing DNA. The Arcturians advise not to fight this, but to surrender to the rest when called, and to keep a journal by your bed to capture insights from the dream state. Emotional and energetic volatility is another key marker. You may swing from states of blissful, unconditional love to deep grief or anger for no apparent reason. These are not your personal emotions. They are energy releases. You are purging stored emotional frequencies, personal, ancestral, and planetary, that are incompatible with your destiny vibration. The grief may be for the version of yourself you are leaving behind, or for the suffering of humanity. The anger may be a righteous clearing of boundaries that were violated. Allow these waves to move through you without attaching a story to them. Cry, scream into a pillow, shake your body. The emotion is energy in motion. Let it move out. Physical manifestations are diverse and personalized. Common experiences include pressure or tingling at the crown of the head, the crown chakra opening, heart palpitations or a feeling of expansion, pressure in the chest, the heart chakra becoming a quantum gateway, sudden food intolerances as your body demands cleaner, higher vibrational fuel, unexplained aches and pains, often migratory, as blockages are cleared from your energy meridians, and fluctuations in body temperature, hot flashes or chills, as your internal energy system recalibrates. Perhaps the most challenging symptom is the existential crisis and identity dissolution. The personality you've spent a lifetime constructing, with its likes, dislikes, roles, and stories, may feel like an ill-fitting costume. You may look in the mirror and not recognize the person staring back. Hobbies, careers, and even relationships that once defined you lose all meaning. This is the sacred death of the ego, the false self. The Arcturians call this the great unbecoming. It is terrifying, but necessary. You cannot put the new wine of your cosmic destiny into the old wineskin of your limited identity. The Council is helping you shed the skin so your true, luminous form can emerge. The key to navigating these symptoms is to reframe them. Do not see a migraine as a headache. See it as a cranial expansion event. Do not see fatigue as laziness. See it as a deep integration phase. Do not see anxiety as a disorder. See it as your energy field scanning for higher alignment. Your body is not failing you. It is heroically adapting at a cellular level to accommodate the stellar being you are becoming. Nourish it with pure water, whole foods, and rest. Ground yourself in nature. Listen to its wisdom. It is your most faithful ally in this activation. The ebook, The 12 Arcturian Portals, a trilogy that teaches you how to activate your 5D connection with the Arcturian masters through 12 energetic portals. Practical techniques, activation protocols, and rituals that awaken your stellar DNA. From amplified intuition to direct communication with spiritual guides. Attention! Limited edition. The link to get your trilogy is in the first pinned comment. The journey from receiving the decree to fully embodying your destiny follows a distinct, non-linear arc that the Arcturians describe as the trilogy of sovereignty. Understanding these phases provides a map for the terrain of your transformation, helping you recognize where you are and what is being asked of you. Phase 1. The surrender, the death of the old construct. This is the phase of deconstruction. It begins with the Council's decree and is characterized by the intense symptoms described earlier. The primary spiritual task here is surrender. Not passive resignation, but active conscious surrender. A letting go of the need to control outcomes, to understand everything with the mind, and to force the timeline. Your ego will fight this tooth and nail, presenting you with fears of loss, poverty, and irrelevance. The Arcturians transmit that this phase is about dissolving your attachment to the how. You are being asked to trust that the Council, in collaboration with your higher self, is orchestrating the dismantling of the old to make perfect space for the new. Practical work in this phase involves deep shadow work, forgiveness of self and others, and the release of identities tied to career, relationships, and societal status. It is a time for solitude, introspection, and radical self-care. The mantra is, I release all that I am not to become all that I am. Phase 2. The void, the sacred pause. After the old structures have fallen, you enter the void. This is perhaps the most psychologically challenging phase. It is a space of apparent nothingness. The old is gone, but the new has not yet taken visible form. You may feel untethered, purposeless, and deeply impatient. The mind screams for action, for a plan, for something to do. The Arcturians emphasize that the void is not empty. It is potent with pure potential. It is the cosmic womb where your new reality is being gestated. This is not a time for forceful creation, but for receptive being. Your task is to learn to exist in the stillness, to find peace in the unknown, and to cultivate unwavering faith. This is where you deepen your direct connection with the Council and your higher self through meditation, contemplation, and listening. Downloads of inspiration will come, but they may feel fragmentary, pieces of a puzzle you cannot yet see. The key is to allow, to receive, and to resist the temptation to jump back into an old pattern out of fear of the emptiness. This phase builds your spiritual muscles of trust and patience. Phase 3. The emergence, the birth of the sovereign self. From the fertile void, the new form begins to coalesce. This phase is marked by a gradual, then accelerating influx of synchronicity, clarity, and inspired action. You will begin to see the puzzle pieces connect. People, opportunities, and resources that align with your destiny frequency will magnetize to you with ease. Your intuition becomes a clear, reliable guide. Actions taken from this space feel effortless and joyful, even if they are challenging. This is not the old hustle, it is divine flow. Your sovereign self, integrated, authentic, and operating from heart-centered wisdom, steps forward. You begin to express your gifts naturally, without seeking validation. Boundaries become automatic and compassionate. Your very presence begins to calm and uplift others. The life that forms around you is a direct reflection of your internal alignment, simpler, more meaningful, and deeply connected to nature and community. The work here is to courageously follow the breadcrumbs of joy, to say yes to the opportunities that light you up, and to take the inspired actions that present themselves, even if they seem small or illogical to the outside world. The Arcturians caution that these phases are not strictly sequential. You may cycle through them, experiencing mini-deaths and rebirths within specific areas of your life. The entire process is one of spiral ascension, where you revisit similar lessons at higher levels of understanding. The Council's support is constant throughout. In Phase 1, they provide the courage to let go. In Phase 2, they are your companions in the silence. In Phase 3, they are the co-creative partners, amplifying your light and guiding your steps. If this message resonated with you, hit the like button now and tell us in the comments how this echoed in your consciousness. Before we continue, if this message ignited something within you and you feel the calling to help carry it to other people, you can become a channel member. You will have access to custom emojis and exclusive members-only videos. Your donation helps us continue building this sacred space, or you can leave your donation as a super thanks. Every seed planted here becomes part of someone's miracle. Your support is not just financial, but an act of energetic amplification, a mystical justification for the donation. Every donation is reinvested into maintaining the channel and creating new videos. The destiny the Council reveals is not a generic template of Lightworker or Starseed. It is the activation of your unique vibration signature, UVS, a complex living frequency that is as distinct as your fingerprint, combining the essence of your Arcturian lineage with the wisdom of all your incarnational experiences. Embodying your destiny means having the courage to express this UVS in the world, without dilution or apology. This is the essence of galactic authenticity. The Arcturians are masters of collective consciousness, yet they honor individuality within the whole. Think of them as an orchestra where every instrument is vital to the symphony. Your UVS is your instrument. For eons, you have tried to play the violin when you are, in fact, a crystal flute. You have muted your true tone to harmonize with the cacophony of the 3D world. The Council's activation is turning up the volume on your flute, making it impossible for you to pretend to be a violin any longer. Discovering your UVS is a process of sacred observation. What brings you alive? What activities make you lose track of time? What injustices ignite a fire in your heart? What forms of beauty bring you to tears? These are clues. Your UVS is expressed through your natural talents, often dismissed as just something I'm good at. Your deepest passions, even if they seem impractical, and your compulsions to serve and create. The artist, the healer, the teacher, the builder, the peacemaker, these are not job titles, but vibrational archetypes through which your UVS flows. The Arcturians transmit that your UVS is not static. It is a living, evolving frequency that interacts with the needs of the planetary field. In one era, it may express as fierce activism, in another, as gentle nurturing. The core essence remains, but its manifestation adapts. The challenge of galactic authenticity is the fear of being too much or not enough. The 3D world rewards conformity and punishes deviation. To express your UVS fully is to risk being misunderstood, criticized, or ostracized. This is where the Council's support becomes tangible. They infuse you with a frequency of sovereign confidence, not arrogance, but an unshakable inner knowing that your way of being is valid and necessary for the whole. This confidence allows you to stand in your truth without needing to convince others of it. You stop seeking permission and start giving it to yourself. Living your UVS also means honoring your energy cycles. You are a cosmic being, and your energy ebbs and flows with celestial rhythms, not corporate schedules. There will be days of immense productivity and outward expansion, and days of deep inward retreat and integration. Galactic authenticity demands that you listen to these inner rhythms and structure your life around them, rejecting the toxic paradigm of constant grind. This is how you avoid burnout and become a sustainable conduit for high-frequency energy. Ultimately, your UVS is your gift to the collective. By being fully, unapologetically you give others permission to do the same. You become a living template of a new possibility. Your very existence, vibrating at your destined frequency, creates a harmonic resonance field that subtly recalibrates everything around you toward greater coherence and light. This is your silent, most powerful service. The Council reminds you, you were not sent here to fit in. You were sent here to stand out, to be the strange and beautiful frequency that helps the entire song of Earth evolve. Are these truths expanding your perspective? Share this video with someone who needs to hear this. As your personal frequency accelerates in alignment with the Council's decree, your relational field undergoes its most intense and revealing transformation. Relationships are energetic bonds, and like everything else, they are subject to the law of resonance. The Arcturians frame this not as loss, but as cosmic sorting. Every connection in your life will be reconfigured to match the new vibrational altitude you are achieving. First, you will experience completions. Some relationships, romantic, familial, friendships, professional, will simply end. There may be dramatic blow-ups, or more commonly, a quiet fading away. Conversations become strained, interests diverge, and a palpable energetic mismatch makes being together feel draining. This is painful, but it is not personal failure. These relationships were contracts based on a version of you that is now dissolving. They served their purpose for a season, to teach you, to love you, to challenge you. But they cannot hold the frequency of who you are becoming. The Council asks you to release these bonds with gratitude and grace, blessing the other soul on their path, and trusting that your separation creates space for greater alignment for both of you. Then comes the phase of energetic distillation. In your remaining relationships, the dynamics will shift profoundly. You may find yourself playing a different role. The caretaker may stop rescuing. The people pleaser may start speaking hard truths. The follower may step into leadership. This can cause turbulence as others are forced to relate to the new, more authentic you. Some will adapt and grow with you, deepening the connection in beautiful, unexpected ways. These are your soul family anchors, those capable of seeing and loving your evolving essence. Others will resist, trying to pull you back into old patterns. Your task is to hold your frequency with compassionate boundaries, without reverting to who you used to be for their comfort. Simultaneously, you will begin to magnetize new connections with startling synchronicity. You will meet people, sometimes in the most unlikely places, with whom you feel an instant, deep recognition. Conversations flow effortlessly, ideas spark, and there is a mutual sense of support and inspiration. These are connections based on frequency alignment, not on past karma or need. They are your emerging soul tribe, the team you will co-create with in your destined work. The Arcturians emphasize that these new bonds are often forged quickly and feel more like reunions than new meetings, because on a soul level, you have been waiting for each other. The most crucial relationship transformation, however, is the one with yourself. As the external mirrors change, you are forced into a deeper communion with your own being. You become your own best friend, your own wise counsel, your own source of validation. This self-relationship is the foundation upon which all other healthy connections are built. The loneliness of the journey ultimately dissolves when you realize you are never alone. You are in constant, loving dialogue with your higher self, your guides, and the Council. From this place of inner fullness, you can engage in relationships from a space of choice, not need, of sharing, not taking. The Council's guidance is clear. Do not fear the relational upheaval. It is a precise and merciful mechanism ensuring that your energy field is surrounded by a network that supports your ascension, not hinders it. Your circle may become smaller, but it will become infinitely more potent and real. You are building a new family, not of blood, but of light. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to be part of this transformational cosmic journey. With the destiny activated and relationships sorting, the pressing question becomes, how do I actually live this? How do I pay bills? How do I build something tangible? The Arcturian answer revolutionizes the very concept of manifestation. They teach 5D manifestation, which operates not through force, willpower, and hustle, the 3D model, but through alignment, resonance, and surrender to flow. The core principle is this: your external reality is a holographic projection of your internal frequency state. To change the projection, you do not manipulate the hologram. You change the frequency of the projector, yourself. The Council's decree has already set your internal frequency to destiny. Your job is not to make things happen, but to allow them to happen by removing the internal blocks, fear, unworthiness, attachment to specific outcomes that distort the signal. The process begins with clarity of being, not clarity of doing. Instead of making a 10-step plan, you get still and ask, what frequency do I wish to embody? What does feeling sovereign, abundant, and purposeful feel like in my body? You meditate on that feeling. You cultivate it through gratitude, joy, and acts of self-love. You align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with that feeling state. This is you tuning the projector. Then you practice inspired action. This is not logical, linear action born of anxiety. I must do something. It is a subtle, intuitive nudge that arises from your aligned state. It might be to send an email, make a call, or start a creative project, and it will feel light, curious, and almost playful. You follow these nudges without attachment to the result. Each inspired action is like casting a pebble into the quantum field, creating ripples that attract corresponding opportunities. The 3D mind will scream that this is not enough, that you should be doing more. Trust the process. Synchronicity becomes your navigation system. As you take inspired actions, the universe responds with signs, chance meetings, and seemingly random opportunities that perfectly match your vibration. Your task is to recognize and say yes to these synchronicities, even if they don't make linear sense. This is the Council and your higher self orchestrating your path. The how is their department. Your department is to stay aligned and courageously follow the breadcrumbs. This approach transforms your relationship with abundance. Abundance is not just money. It is the free flow of all life force, energy, time, love, ideas, and resources. When you are in your destiny frequency, you become a clear channel for this flow. Money becomes energy in exchange for the value of your authentic expression, your UVS. You stop chasing it and start attracting it by being fully in your purpose. The Arcturians guide you to release the poverty consciousness of scarcity and competition, and to embrace the galactic consciousness of infinite supply and co-creative circulation. Practically, this may mean your livelihood looks completely different. It may blend multiple streams of income that all express your gifts. It may involve periods of non-traditional support as the new structures form. The key is faith. The Council that activated your destiny is more than capable of providing the means to live it. Your test is to trust that the resources will appear in perfect timing as you stay in alignment. Take the inspired actions presented to you, and release the desperate need to control the form they take. You are learning to live as a creator being, not a consumer being. The final stage of embodying the Council's decree is understanding the larger context of your personal awakening. You are not ascending in a vacuum. Your destiny activation is a critical node in the planetary light grid. The Arcturians work with collectives of starseeds as energetic architects, strategically activating individuals in specific geographic locations and energetic lineages to stabilize and upgrade Gaia's morphogenetic field. As you stabilize in your sovereign frequency, you unconsciously become a pillar of light or an anchor point. Your coherent energy field creates a localized zone of higher frequency. This zone has tangible effects. It calms chaotic energies in your environment. It makes it easier for other awakening souls in your vicinity to access their own truth. And it subtly strengthens the planetary grid against forces of entropy and fear. Your very presence becomes a service. You may never see this effect, but the Council and Gaia feel it profoundly. This is your true legacy. It is not necessarily about building an empire, writing a best-selling book, or having a massive following, though that may happen. It is about the quality of consciousness you hold steady in your corner of the world. It is about being a calm center in the storm, a living example that another way of being is possible. When you choose love over fear, peace over anxiety, and truth over pretense in your daily life, you broadcast those frequencies into the collective psyche. You are a transmitter of the new human template. Your personal healing is therefore planetary medicine. Every shadow you integrate, every limiting belief you release, every moment of self-love you practice, it all adds to the collective quota of light. The Arcturians emphasize the concept of critical mass. They are not waiting for everyone to awaken. They are working to activate a sufficient number of stable pillars of light, whose combined fields will create a tipping point, enabling a smoother, more harmonious shift for the entire planet. You are one of those pillars. Your destiny, then, culminates in a state of peaceful, purposeful being. The struggle ends. The seeking ends. You arrive home within yourself. From this place, your actions are not driven by lack or a need to prove yourself, but by overflow, a natural desire to share the beauty, wisdom, and love you have accessed. You may be guided to teach, to create art, to heal, to build community, or simply to tend a garden with sacred presence. The form is irrelevant. The consciousness behind it is everything. The Council's final message is one of profound celebration and unwavering partnership. They say, "You have heard the call. You have endured the transformation. You are now who you came here to be. Walk your earth with the confidence of the star being you are. We are with you, in every breath, in every heartbeat. You are never alone. This was always the plan. Welcome home, Starseed. Your destiny is now." If this message impacted your life, leave your like, comment your reflection, and share with others. Each of you is part of this chain of light,